Hey! I am in my pajamas, yes, because I feel really sick, but determined to make a video a week to keep the structure because I started therapy. And they want me to, to keep depression better. They want a firm structure, which I'm a big fan of. I like my structure. If anything changes that, I will shut down and stop thinking. Sorry, there's a cat in the corner of the screen and he keeps distracting me. Buddy. Yeah, so what I came to talk about is physical health versus mental health, in the fact that the amount of times that I've struggled with my therapy because it hasn't accounted for disability. First of them being access. When I phoned up about trying to get an appointment, I mentioned, oh, by the way, I'm in a wheelchair, and they were like, oh, I don't know if our thing is upstairs, and I don't think we have a lift. It was downstairs, so that was okay, but the fact that that was even a thought was just not okay. They have certain groups that you can go to that benefit people with mental health issues, like mainly, and you can go and you can do like art stuff and music stuff, and there are so many different courses to help you, get back into the flow of things. The one that they wanted me to go to near me is upstairs, and there's no lift, so I can't go to it. They said, oh, they may do some of the classes down on the ground floor. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. And then they were like, oh yeah, but they're mainly for people with learning disabilities. And well, excellent, do some stuff for people with learning disabilities. I, personally, due to my disabilities and my mental health stuff, really struggle with people with learning disabilities who are like people who just get too close and don't understand social cues very well and ask too much and get really loud and stuff. It just makes my anxiety go through the roof. And there's nothing to do with it. I really try to get along with people, but it just clashes with my issues and I end up shutting down, and so that's not very good to help my mental health. So I can't go to that. Excellent. Because what they go is, oh, yeah, we need something downstairs for the disabled people. Oh, disabled people must mean people with learning disabilities. Oh, yeah, you can't be in a wheelchair and be mentally competent. However, there are certain bits in the mental health stuff. So in one of my therapy groups, when they were looking at a borderline personality disorder diagnosis, they never went very far with that, so I have no idea. I was in a group for that, and they focus in the first 10 weeks on this is what it is, this is what it's about and stuff, and then the next 10 weeks are this is the subject that we need to work on, how does it apply to you and stuff and whatever. A couple of them were about your physical health, and oh, you must be doing bad if you're not doing well with your physical health, and you need to start doing lots of exercise and make sure that you're physically healthy. And I really struggled with that, because what it meant was I was ticking things off on this list, and it meant I got a worse score than I should have done, because it's just because I'm disabled and I struggle with those things and I physically can't go out, and they're like, oh, how much do you run? And I'm like, run? I'm sorry, I barely walk. And it just didn't account for disability. And all these things, and there are ones, it gave us a list of different activities you could do. The list was an entire A4 page. I could do 3 of the activities. Yeah. When I do the test things that you have to do before you go to the therapy class, there's a whole section about how does it impact your work? How does it impact your going out? How does it impact your household chores? And I'm like, my mental health I don't know how it impacts that, because my physical health impacts that so much that I don't really do these things. So I really struggle to, I have to just guess and pick a number and hope for the best, really. Because my physical health, it's so bad that I can't just go, if I wasn't physically broken, how much would that affect my life? Because I don't do the things, so I don't know. Saying all that, my therapist that I've got now, she used to be a nurse before she went into mental health side of stuff. And so she knew about the hypermobility, and when she didn't know what POTS was, she researched it and was asking me about stuff, and it was really easy to talk to her. When I said I had sensory overload issues, she told me that she could switch to the fan that was quite noisy to a quieter one, and if I needed the lights turned off at any point, then that was okay. And she's really understanding and is okay with, on my letter it said carers can't come into the building with you because of COVID. And I was like, cool. So if you're going to stay 2 meters away from me and I can't push myself if I'm having a bad day and my carer can't come in, how am I going to enter the building? They let my mum push me in, and then she comes and picks me up and stuff, so that's okay. And they are doing quite well. But this is a big issue, especially because most of the time, if you have if your physical health is doing bad and you have a disability or a chronic illness or something like that, you're probably gonna have a mental health issue, most likely depression, because not being able to do stuff and not feeling like you're accepted in society as much is gonna make you depressed. So why people don't think and put the two together baffles me. See you next time.